If you watched my last video on replacing your garage door rollers and how it made my garage door very quiet, I received a large amount of comments asking me to make a video on the best way to lubricate the garage door. So if you want to take your garage door to the next level, this is the video to watch. This tune-up will bring your garage door to its smoothest and quietest operation yet, and keep it that way for years to come. I'm going to show you the best lubricants to use and what not to use, where and how to lubricate your garage door. And I'm going to include things like how to lubricate the torsion springs and the danger areas that you never want to lubricate. I'm including all the components like the tracks, the rollers, the chains, and more. Plus the safety factors that can prevent a major injury. So let's get started. This is a quick, simple maintenance routine that almost every homeowner forgets. And then they wonder why their door gets louder, it shakes more, and it puts extra strain on the opener. Today, we're diving into the proper way to lubricate your garage door operating system. If you think about it, the average garage door opens and closes over 1,500 times a year. So I always recommend lubricating your garage door 2 times a year. Now, before we touch a single part, we need to talk about safety. Your garage door is the largest moving object in your home, and it operates under heavy tension. In this video, here's some things we're not going to do. We're not going to loosen any springs, we're not going to adjust any set screws, we're not going to remove the bottom brackets, and we're not going to touch winding bars. Plus, we're not going to disassemble anything that's under tension. We're going to keep this safe for you. Now, before I show you anything, let me clear up the most common mistake homeowners make. And that's this: using regular WD-40 on everything. Actually, the name WD-40 stands for water displacement, the 40th formula. WD-40 is a solvent and a degreaser. It's not a lubricant. While it provides a temporary lubricating effect, and it's great for cleaning and freeing up rusted parts, its components are designed to evaporate after it washes away existing grease. And it will attract dust, which makes it unsuitable for long-term, high-friction lubrication. It'll eventually make your door louder. So this is not going to be used. Now let's talk about the correct lubricant to use. Here's 3 common lubricants that most professionals use: white lithium grease, silicone or dry lube, and then garage door oil, like say 3-in-1 garage door lube. Now let's talk about each one of these. White lithium grease, it's a strong film, it lasts long, but it can attract dust and it leaves a white mess. Silicone spray, it's cleaner, smoother, it doesn't collect dirt, and it's great for dusty and sandy climates. And then garage door oil, like say the 3-in-1 garage door lube, they're designed specifically for metal on metal movement. Problem is, they drip a lot when you use too much, and it can make a mess. Now, out of those 3 categories, and there's a lot of categories, but these are the most common, my choice and the choice of most of the garage door specialists that I know is silicone. And I'm not going to push any certain brand because there's a lot of good silicone sprays to use. But this is the one that I happen to use and I have on hand. Now let's go to the door and start lubricating, and we're going to do it in a step-by-step process of what to lubricate and what not to lubricate. First of all, we're going to start with the hinges. Just a quick light spray right on the pivot points. You don't need to drown them, and a little bit goes a long way. I like to hold a rag under them so that any excess can be wiped up right away. The next thing is the rollers. Now, I've got nylon rollers on mine. You might have metal ones on yours. So lubricate the stem and the bearing areas if they're exposed. On my nylon rollers, the bearings are sealed, so there's no need to try to spray anything on there. But don't spray the nylon wheel itself. If you can see the bearings in there, you can give them a little shot, but don't get it on the track. The next thing is the torsion springs. Now here's a very important note about torsion springs. Do not lubricate the end of the spring where it attaches to the cone. These are dead coils. Lubricating them can make the spring spin loose under tension. Now I've heard from pros who took a winding bar to the face because of that mistake. So we only lubricate the active coils, the part that moves. Just a light spray across the moving coils. Don't spray the ends of the cones like I said. And then cycle the door a few times to work the lubrication in. Next, let's go to the bearing plates. Now these take a heavy load and are almost always dry. A small shot makes a huge difference. So just spray them right here and just give them a little bit of spray. Wipe up any excess. Next is the drum and the end brackets. Now most homeowners miss this, so just give it a light spray right between the drum and the bracket. This is a major friction point, and this will really help out your door to last longer. Next, let's move on to the bottom bracket cable connection. Now remember, do not loosen anything here. Just a light mist for rust prevention, and that's all you need. Next comes the pulleys. Now this is only if you have the extension spring system. So just one small spray on each side is all you need. Wipe up the excess. The thing I look for on a garage door is any place where metal is rubbing against metal. That's the place we want to apply some lubrication. And if your door still isn't quiet after this part, it's probably the opener. That's where we're heading next. So first of all, let's look at the different kinds of openers. If you have a chain drive like mine, just a light spray on the chain. Now the chains normally come pre-lubricated, but after years of being in the weather and dirt, they get a little bit dry. So just put a light spray on the chain, wipe off the excess, but don't put any on the track. There's no sense because nothing's hitting there. Except you can put a light film on the metal rail where the metal is touching metal. That'll help quiet things when your door is opening and closing. But don't overdo it. If you do too much, it'll be dripping on your car and on the floor. Now if you have a belt drive, don't lubricate the rubber belt. Only lubricate the metal rail just a little bit. If you have the screw drive system, you can apply a thin coat of lithium grease along the full length of the screw shaft. This one upgrade alone can cut a surprising amount of noise. Now here are the things that you do not want to lubricate. And this part is critical. Never lubricate the tracks. Don't spray lube on the safety sensors. And don't lube the belt on a belt drive opener. Don't lube any plastic pieces and don't spray any painted surfaces. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of trying to lubricate the tracks. Tracks should always stay dry and clean. If you put lube on them, there's going to do a couple things. One, it's going to attract a lot of dirt. And two, it's not going to allow your rollers to roll like they're supposed to. Remember, they're supposed to be rollers, not sliders. Have you ever been in a shopping store and you're pushing your cart and your wheel hits something and it stops it and it starts to slide? Well, that's what happens when you lube your track and it gets dirt on there. So take your track and wipe it clean, and always make sure to use a rag. Don't use your bare hands because there's a lot of sharp parts on there. Now here's a bonus spot that almost nobody thinks about, and it's the panel joints. Dust and grit sometimes can build up in those seams and create grinding and popping noises. So a light mist of silicone on the panel or spray it on your rag and just wipe those joints, it can smooth things right out. Now if you haven't upgraded your rollers yet, my video on installing quiet nylon rollers is linked right up here in this corner. The results of putting on new nylon rollers with bearings are amazing. If this video helped you out, hit the thumbs up so other homeowners can find it, and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any videos that I upload. It might be just the video you need for the project that you're working on or getting ready to work on. And remember to share this and my other videos with someone you think might need it, and drop a comment below and let me know if this helped your garage door. As always, I'll put links down below for the lubricants that I use today. And remember, support your local hardware stores when you can. If you can find these products in there, it helps them, it helps your community, and you get a lot more personal service a lot of times. And if you can't find what you need, then use the links below, and you can have the product sent right to your house. So thanks for watching, you take care, and God bless.